Hello, my beautiful people. Wagwan, wagwan, wagwan. Everyone okay? I know you're all good. My name is Mitzy Morris, and I do lifestyle content. I talk about money and little things sprinkled in between. I'm so happy that you came today to see wagwan. Anyways, what I want to talk about today is forgiveness. Forgiveness. Are you still holding some type of animosity or anger towards someone who might have really done you wrong? Do you feel like you can't move on? Do you feel like one minute you will believe that you've forgiven them and then the other minute you're angry? I have gone through that. Where with my mom, like I would say, have forgiven, have forgiven. And then the next minute I'm angry. Do you know what I mean? And I had to come to the place and realize that, you know what? I was talking to her about a few days ago, and she was telling me how much she loved me. And I said, I love you, Mama. She goes, I love you more. And in that moment, I said, why? A lot of times we do things with the information that we have. We don't know any better, especially our parents that came from the 1940s, 1930s era. I mean, I came from the 1960s and I have made so many blunders with my children. I know that they have their issues against me as well. So, why should we hold someone up for years and years when we too have come up short? When we too have failed someone in some way, be it our children, our friends, our spouses, we've all sinned and come short of the glory. All of us. Some of us, no one knows about it because it was done in secret. But at the same time, you have hurt people. You have hurt someone in your life. You may think that you're perfect, or others may see you as being perfect. But come on now. The only person who has ever been perfect is our God. So, why we do what we do, I don't understand. I understand, though, that if you've been sexually abused, mentally, if physically, even spiritually, whatever abuse, it's hard, especially the sexual part and the physical part. It can be very hard. But here is the thing about forgiveness. A lot of times for us to move on, or for you to move on, it's not that you're doing it for that person. You're doing it for you, because once you've forgiven them, you are able to move on. Push it out of the way. You're able to do that. So most times, forgiveness is not about the person. It's about you, your peace of mind. And you also find in life that some people, they believe that you have done them so wrong. I'll never forgive you and I'll never forget. And they hold it. And you know what? They never take accountability for what they too did, that they need to forgive you and forgive themselves, because they're not perfect. They also did crap to you, but they only, and I find that especially with children. Children believe that because you're the parent, you did me dirty. But a lot of times they don't realize you did your parents dirty too. You lied to your parents. You were dishonest to them. You stole from them. You did a lot of crap to your parents. But we, sometimes as children, will hold that parent. "Argh!" And that parent is saying, you were a shitty kid too. Like, you did a lot of stuff that you know you shouldn't have done. And you did them even when you were grown. So this means that we all need to start going on that forgiving train. And Forgiving the person doesn't mean that you have to be friends with them. Doesn't mean that you have to have tea with them, dinner with them. It doesn't mean you've got to go out. It doesn't mean that you have to even have any contact with them at all. And for me personally, if someone has decided that they don't want to have contact with me because I've done whatever to them and I've hurt them, I'm good with it. Trust me, I'm good with it, because I live for one person, and that's God. Even if it's my children, I will live, I will smile, I will laugh, I will dance, I will party, I'll still have a good time. Because if you have made a decision that I'm no good for your space, I'm good with it, because I too have made decisions where people are not good for my space. But let's get back. I went off for a second there. Let's get back. In this culture that we live in, it's all about cancel culture. I was watching a YouTube with Kelly Rowland saying the same thing where Chris Brown is concerned because he didn't perform the MJ tribute for 40 years. Can you imagine? It's been 40 years already. And she thinks it's because of what he did to Rihanna in 2009. And she's saying, my gosh, come on, man. Let people live. Jordan Sparks also spoke out on it. Forgive. Let this man live. We've all come up short. And I agree with Kelly. I agree with Kelly. Because here's the thing. You're there mad, upset, and Rihanna has forgiven him. You look dumb. You look stupid. She has forgiven him, and they have moved on. They've both gone on. He has kids. She now has a son. They have moved on. We all know that it wasn't right. We all know that it was disgusting, despicable. And if that was my daughter, I would want to have his head. Do you know what I mean? But there comes a time. There comes a time when you have to let things go and forgive people. Because the Bible says, if you believe in the Bible, that is, that if you want forgiveness, you too have to forgive. So how can you want to be forgiven, but you are unwilling to forgive others? Just like the Will Smith situation. He was always this perfect, good guy, and he made a blunder. Oh my gosh, did he ever make a blunder? For me, I've forgiven him, and he has forgiven himself. I don't know if Chris Rock has forgiven, and that's up to Chris Rock. But I love both of them, and I know we've all come up short. And sometimes we're stewing, and there's stuff going on, and then we blow. And people are like, oh my gosh, look what he did. Because he was trying to live perfectly. But I believe it's time that we start having a forgiving spirit, a forgiving heart. We need to stop this canceling of people. Imagine if when you made one mistake with your child, they canceled you. I'm done with mom. Think about it for a moment. You might have gotten angry and you yelled at your child, or you even hit your child. And your child does not speak to you. They lived with you because they were young, they had no choice, because they needed you to feed them, they needed you to clothe them. And as soon as they were able to, they looked at you and said, do you remember when you hit me that day? And you left a bruise on my arm. I am moving out, and I will never speak to you again, and I will never, ever forgive you. Some of you have done that to your children. And you and that child are probably best friends right now because that child forgave you. Or a business partner or someone that you've said the wrong thing to, insulted them. Some of you have even married your best friend's boyfriend. You want that friend to forgive you. I don't know if I'd forgive you for that. I don't know. But I'm just saying, some of us have done the most the most. And yet we always act as if we're so pious and we're so perfect. And, oh, I'll never forgive you. I'll never forgive you. And cancel Will Smith and cancel Chris Brown and cancel and cancel and cancel and cancel. Just canceling. You all scare me. You scare me because if you were God, I would be dead. You would have killed me. You would have banished me. Poof! Because I've done things that I'm not proud of, that I want forgiveness for. We all have. But some of us, oh man. Oh man. If you do not have a forgiving spirit, I ask you to work on it. And it takes time, I know. Every one of us has a journey to go before we can forgive. But some of us are unwilling to even take the step towards that journey. We are so upset. We're so angry. We cannot even move. I've been there. You know what is so weird? And I've seen it. And it happens into the legal system where someone that is caught smoking weed will get up to 10, 20 years. And someone who has raped a child can actually get out of jail in 5 years. And I believe that's the same thing we do as a society, as a people. We will forgive the man who said, I found Jesus, even though he killed 10 ladies. I found Jesus. How? Hallelujah. Then we will forgive Will Smith. We'll boycott. Some of us are boycotting his video, his latest movie, and you're not boycotting Balenciaga. Remember when Gucci did the blackface thing? How many of us still wear Gucci? We were mad. It was all over social media. Come on. We act as if we're Lord and Master. We're the God of the gods. I'm going to ask and I'm going to pray that if you're going through something right now where you were especially sexually abused, mentally abused by your husband, wife, beat up like a Rihanna type thing, I'm going to ask you and I'm going to pray that you forgive them because they're idiots. They didn't know what they were doing. Idiots. There's no place for abuse at all. No, none of it. But we've all abused someone at some time and we would like to be forgiven. So forgive. It's not an easy thing to do, but I just wanted to talk about that because when I spoke to my mom a few days ago and she says, and I said, I love you, Mom. And she says, I love you more. All these years, I would say, well, I forgive. But I didn't really, I would go back. Oh, I forgive. And I've truly forgiven my mom. She's going to be 80 years old. And the reason why I felt like I couldn't forgive my mom, I felt like she put my bonus dad before us. And we were out of the house and he was still there. And I was 14 years old. That's a lot. That's a lot. But I have forgiven her. Finally, I have. Because I needed to do it for me. Because I was carrying this heaviness. And I too have sinned against my children. So who am I? Maybe not have them out of the house, but maybe certain things I've said and done. So if you want forgiveness for your shortcomings, please ask the God that you pray to, or if you do pray to one, or speak to someone, a psychologist, get therapy so that you can forgive. Because I'm telling you, it will empower you. It will empower you. You will feel like a new person once you make that decision and you forgive and then move on. You don't have to buddy up with anybody. But please, forgiveness is for you. Please like this video, comment on this video. I want to know what your take is. Share this video, and I will see you in the next one. I love every single one of you, and I thank you so much for your support. If you like this video and comment on this video, then YouTube will show it to more people. And I need that. I need to grow this channel, and only you can help me to do that. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, evening, morning, afternoon, night. Love you. Bye.